Welcome back to Factorio MSX Gigabase. MSX, of course, standing for Marathon Tech Price SpaceX on Extreme Settings. I have refilled the engineering train and I've moved it down here. Otherwise, we are back where we were at the end of last episode, at the building out the science. I would kind of like to finish the science this episode, if at all possible. It may not be, but we'll see how we go. Thank you, autosave. I need less autosaves and more action if we are to try and meet this goal. So, first up is a desire to pick up this blueprint, which is actually not going to work quite as well as I want because it's one wider than I sort of anticipated. And it's probably not quite right anyway because I need three. I need three going in, not two. So let's just clear that after all. What about over here then? We have the three. Yeah, half of yellow science. Unless I want the whole. No, because it's going to be upside down if I do that. Yeah, that is my problem. I don't want to grab that because it's not going to be oriented the right way. So I want one science popping off here and then three more sort of coming off like this. What's the width I've got here? I think I've got the 3 here, haven't I? Everywhere I have got the 3, so maybe I just need to alter this thing so it is the 3 rather than the 2. That would work, wouldn't it? It would basically require all this to be removed, all of this to be removed. Sweet. Now, let's get 3 wide. Oops, that's not quite what I had in mind. Now, if I put the this 2x2 back here, something like that, we're not going to need that extra access. That's too close. That is too close. Come on. Sort your act out. If I put that out about here, so basically I just want enough room to ensure there's room for signals between here and here. So that will give it to us. Now, this bit here just needs to be moved out one. So, I can recreate that if I need it. tick. You can sit there for the moment. Get rid of all of that. Pull this out so that it's one extra out, so that it's like 1, 2, 3, and then. Which means that these corner bits can come over one more, which is fine. Probably gives us even more room to put signals on if we needed it, which we probably don't, but you know, there is no harm in having it there. Right, now that's better. Now that original blueprint I had would work just fine, except that it was only 2 and I need 3, so it wouldn't work fine. But yellow, no, that's too big. If we come back to here, this is still kind of okay for a little bit of it, maybe. Let's just grab that. What legs do I have in? Oh, I've got the fast legs. Oh, I see. UPS is playing up. So that fits in fairly nicely like so. So that's 2, but it's probably too wide because we only need this to be about 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, we just need the corner bits added back in, probably. 64, yes, it'd be safest to add the corner bits back in, so that's what we will do. I don't have any beacons on me, but we can worry about that later. These need to be labs and a different configuration altogether. That's beside the point. Right, so let's get rid of that. Let us just grab that bit again. You can go in like so. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Now, we should, as long as that can wrap round to there, which it cannot, as long as that can get to there, and a train can go through there, which I'm hoping it can. I'm not 100% sure just yet. Whoops. And likewise with that one. Man, it's hard to say. I'm very tempted just to move this down one notch, just to be sure. Which would be slightly annoying, but it might be worthwhile. Go on, get rid of these trees, guys. Get rid of these trees. We really don't need trees. I mean, I can actually move these if it's an issue, so I think I will just leave it. So this is for the labs. These are in the wrong place. Yeah, I think I am going to have to move that. In fact, let's move it to be sure. so we need to come from much closer. We are going to find out soon enough whether this works or not. This one. This one here needs basically to go this way one more, and then if it intersects there, there's no question that it will get through. And then we need basically this bit to come in through here as well, because it won't be two lots of 383s, but we will have that's very interesting, but I just want this. Don't need that bit. Tick. Okay, you like so, and connect up. There you go. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. We need another version of this from about this point. So let us get this blueprint. Copy from there up to there. Do I have any nukes? I do. Good. Just get out of the way. There we go. And place that up there. Let's just run down and get a connection from here. So this will be the labs. The reason we have two entries from this point is that's too early. So you are trying to connect to here, right? Yeah. And you need to do that as well, and that will be the termination of that. So with labs and with this bit built out, got radars in there at the moment. That's probably not what we want, and that probably, actually no, where it is fine. I'll worry about the rest of that later. So that is effectively what one side of this construction looks like. Is it possible to flip it on its side? I really want to mirror it, but I'm pretty sure if I do, it's not going to function the way I want it to. Let's just see. For starters, if we just take that and do this to it, No, do that to it. Or tick first, and now do that to it. It looks right, but I'm pretty sure we're going to find that all the signals are wrong, but maybe we can cope with that. So we're coming in from this side. Control L, 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 and Vinny Zoom. What have I told you guys about Vinny Zoom? There's a lot of space over here, more than I was anticipating. What I might do is try and get it to about here, or even copy all of that and then just delete some of these bits. So what I mean is something like that, or even go that far. Flip. This is just so I can get some sort of symmetry in place. Like so. And then what we want to do obviously is yeah, we don't want it connecting to there or there. Instead we'll just connect to this middle one. Science is just a consumer, it's not a provider ever. Well, I mean it does provide, but just not in the sense that, you know, we're sort of used to, I guess. Like a furnace provides, but science is sort of different. So of course it can't be perfectly symmetrical, but it will look a lot better as a consequence of having done it like this, because we've positioned this in exactly the equivalent location to that side, and we just have to fill in all the bits. So that's perfect, that's science. Sort of, but not really. Now, on over here, all of this is going to be wrong. Actually, that's right, and, or is it? No, that's not right. I need radars. So we we go this way, which should be the bottom coming in. So this thing is not going to work in its inverted position. It's going to have to flip around. This bit is fine, this bit's not. Alright. We'll just have to deal with that. Okay. Let's get rid of all of this. I hope I'm making sense. I'm sort of confused in my own mind exactly what I'm after as well, but it might. I'm just trying to get something that's going to work really. Blast. We have to actually go over there because there's no radars. So we're going up from here. Instead of using those reflection tools, I am going to go tick and then just rotate, because this is none of the signals are wrong now. And we have our platform, our weight platforms on the way in and the way out properly generated. I think we need to be back about there. So yes, all of this, it won't look quite so good. Well, you can't see it until at the moment. We'll wait till we've built it out a bit better. We're going to need some more rail and some more stations. How are we doing for time? Not too terribly just yet. You can see why I allocated quite a large part of the factory for this little build, or this not so little build. Let's park up about here. Rail, please. Throw a couple back, grab those. We're probably very short of those, as in we had none. Okay, good. Come to me, my little friends. Come on, come on, come on. Speedy. Faster, faster. We don't have time for this. We've got a construction to get on with. Right. Go to town, boys. So with yellow, green and red on the left-hand side, or the western side, we will be looking to obviously put purple, blue and military on this side. Now, I believe all of them are just a single block. So it will be a shorter stack on this side as well. But the size of the stack doesn't matter, it's the quality that counts, right? Let me just check up here. So, oh no, blue needs double. Blue needs a double, purple needs a single, and military is built around a single as well. So we do need a double for blue. Okay, that's good to know. Because we could basically grab that, rotate, and we have a blue. Coming out. Now, I just don't know how far away I am from the very end, so I might just infinity zoom to some ridiculous level of absurdity and just have a look. There we go. There's no possibility of this needing to go all the way over to there. That's just too far, so we are obviously going to be looking to have our intersection down here somewhere. I just need to I might actually take this blueprint again and get this bit of rail here so that we can get that sorted when I pick it up to plant down here. Let's go back to something sensible. There we go. Come on, robots, we don't have time for this to carry on. People are waiting to see some action. Right, let's go. What's this thing? Don't need that anymore. so what I want is basically, whoops, I want to start about here. Yep, that is basically correct, and we go all the way over to that. And then rotate, rotate, run back to where we want to put this guy. Which is basically intersect just here, and then we'll see where the four-way ends up. Good old Infinity Zoom shrinking us in again. It's because I go over the mini-map, it sort of vanishes at the last minute. Okay, so that's the general idea. Let's see, where did that end up? I'm particularly interested in where it ended up in relation to this other entranceway, and I guess that's far enough. It's just going to have to be. So how does this look? We come up here, we enter here, and this is blue science probably, because it's the double stack. I don't have any more nukes, we'll have to get rid of all of these trees this way, which is going to get rather painful fairly quickly. Poor little robots are running out of charge. I guess we'll have to help them out as much as we can. We're completely out of rail. I think what I'm going to do is just drop a chest down here. Throw some of these into it. There we go. This tree clearance is going to take a little bit of time, so I'm certainly not going to make you wait for it all. We will probably speed it up, or even just delete it altogether, because tree clearing is probably worse than landfill, really. Okay, so that's the bulk of the trees for the moment. Now I think what I want to do is yeah, that's the one. If I Right, open that up. So, oh, is that the one we've just done? How was that? No, that's a furnace stack. Yeah, that is the one we've just done, isn't it? So the other two are basically just the lower part. I'm going to have to take another print. I see, this is put it sort of like oh no, it's worked the way I did actually want it. So we've actually only got 2 stacks here at the moment, is that right? Hang on. No, this is supposed to be 2 stacks because this is blue science, right? Leading into the blue science stacker, leading into the actual science, which we can't see at the moment because we have to be way over here to see it. This is so big it's confusing even me, guys. So yeah, this is the science. This is where the science trains stack up. This is their stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of science with another 4 to be added when we do SpaceX science. These are blue science stacks, so what I wanted to do was pick out that's not enough. The top part of that. Through to something like there. And I'm not going to be able to see a thing here, so we are going to have to do more tree clearing. Sorry about that, guys. But it is essential. We need to see where these pieces should meet. That should help. Come on, bots, hurry up. Maybe I can help with these guys. I kind of call these cluster grenades the poor man's nuke. Because they are pretty effective dealing at biter nests, even when they have behemoths lurking. Right, so if we were to get this again, we'll have to scroll out. Whoops, that's probably way too far. We need to be a lot closer than that so I can get some sort of idea where these guys connect up. Right, these two do not need to join like that sort of thing. They absolutely do not need to do that, but I can get rid of the bottom part of that anyway. I kind of want about a 3/8 length in here, I think. How about I scroll all the way back in, work out goodbye wood. So yeah, work out how long a 383 is. From my 383 measure. Now that would go from there up to about there. So this guy shouldn't try to come in any lower than way up there. Okay, well that's fine. It is higher up than I was looking forward to. Maybe I'm not going to worry about the 383 measure because there's plenty of room for trains to pull in and move on. So yeah, we will instead just try and connect up kind of like that, or too far. Is there any reason that I don't bring them in to there? It's probably better to bring them to about there. 1, 2, I'm gonna have to do this one again. So that it looks a little bit more even. So we know that it needs to be higher than those by about that much. That's probably too much, but never mind. It looks good enough for my eye. I don't have the greatest eyes anymore, so we'll just have to suffice with that. But guys, we are probably drawing to a halt. Let me go back to non-map view. See if you can get a bit of an idea of it. So this is the blue, purple military. I think I might connect this over here as well. Since there are trains that will be coming from there, it'll probably make sense for them to come in here. But you never know with trains. You provide too many access paths and loops, they do all sorts of silly things, as we have seen. The other thing that we need to do is I need to have fuel trains coming in to feed these science trains. We need to run we'll never see it, but space science needs to come all the way over the top and join in the top here. That's the idea for space science. We need to connect this up. We will connect this up as part of this episode. Let's get back out to something reasonable. Oh, trees. Fancy that. I might just call this episode Trees. I don't think I've had to cut down quite so many trees in quite a long time. You guys also need to go in there. That would help get rid of you. And we are out of energy, so let's just put those in there for a moment. That should help a little bit. By a little bit, of course, I mean a lot. Are we all done? Are we all done now? Oh, you're full. Ah, you're full. You really are full. Never mind. Okay, they're all sitting there. They don't need the energy. Let's run down here. Oh, good grief. Guys, I need you down at the bottom. Stop playing with trees. So we need our 4 to 4. That's it there. And of course it's not going to measure up properly. In this case we are going to say too bad and just smash a hole through here. The only reason I measure it up and try and line everything up is because then all the wires connect up easily for me. It's easy enough to connect them up anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Doesn't matter enough for me to worry about it. Do we have fast? We do. Those are fast legs. Those apparently are fast legs. You could have fooled me. Train. How far along here is our train? Over here. Okay. So, I think we're getting towards the end of this episode. I think we probably have to be, really. Guys, come back this way. Oops. So we need some of that, we need some of that, we need some of that, we need that. We are going to need those as well. Probably a bit more of the rail as well. So aside from possibly putting in a 4-way up here, that's basically the structure of our science. Space science will come through here. We don't need this extension up here anymore. I thought we were going to, so I will probably rip all of that out, pull space science through, round and over the top of the red, and then down here it will join in and have its own dedicated platform added into this collection. I think we do need an extra because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is basically 2 for each of these sciences, which is fine. So one more for the short space science trains. And then we need to fill out all of the actual formulas and get all of the ingredients here as we require. How are we doing over here? We out of anything? Do you have any more of these guys? You do. Good. So I guess what we'll do is we will head up here and just burn off whatever remaining resources we have in this train, and then I will leave you and try and get some of the less interesting part of this sort of cleaned up between times, and then when we come back we can fill out the instructions per our design, get each of the sciences looking the way we need it. We're getting very, very close to running our 6,000 science. There are a few things we need. We need another iron for sure, another iron stack for sure, for absolute sure. It's just whether we need one or two. We might need another copper one, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I want to fix up these 2 stacks before we really get started with the science and clean up this thing. And we need oil. We need the other oil set up as well. Those are really the tasks before science can really begin in true earnest, but we might be able to fire the thing up just briefly to see how it goes before then. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the episode, seeing the structure sort of coming together, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. Bye bye for now. Trees. Take that. Hee 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 hee.